Here we are back again talking about our beloved, the most honest, truthful, most socialist of them all, Hasan Piker. It feels like there's a new Hasan controversy every week at this point, and my guess is because he's just bleeding viewers. He's still pulling massive numbers, don't get me wrong. Certainly more than I would probably ever pull on a live stream, but he's been bleeding viewers for a while, and I think this is just his way of staying somewhat relevant and possibly gain new fans. I don't even remember what the last Hasan controversy was because it all just feels like it's one big rolling controversy rolled into one. But here we are again talking about Hasan. This time Hasan Piker, Cenk's nephew, was caught on live stream saying that streaming is harder than a regular 9-to-5 job.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you, you know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Yes, Hasan literally said that streaming is harder than working a 9-to-5. And then he tried to defend himself by saying that he was taken out of context, but the context he provided doesn't make him look any better, and we're going to cover this insane take by terrorist pirate sympathizer, on the ground news reporting from his room on Twitter. Israel bombed the hospital. Play the video while he goes to the bathroom for 20 minutes, but streaming is harder than a real job. Hasan, or as I like to call him, Hamas Piker. It's no secret to anyone who spends even 2 seconds on the internet and knows who Hasan Piker is, knows that he has some of the most insane takes anyone could have. From saying things like Israel bombed the hospital in Gaza based on a tweet.
Update from 8 minutes ago. Between 200 and 300 people killed in Gaza hospital airstrike according to Hamas-run health ministry from 1 hour ago. Wait, what? No, the number is like 800 now.
His source for discrediting this outlet is a tweet he found.
The number is now at 887, according to on-the-ground reports. My friend in Gaza tells me, I smell the death now. After Israel violently kills more than 877 Palestinians in the Al-Ahli Arab Hospital in the center of Gaza City. It's a Christian hospital. There's a church next to it, too. Both are destroyed.
Calling people genocidal monsters for not agreeing with him.
IDF didn't bomb the hospital. Change title. IDF didn't bomb the hospital. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it fucking did. You fucking piece of shit. Yes, it absolutely did. Fuck you. Fuck you. You genocidal scumbag. You have no fucking dignity.
Too many more examples. But his most recent take has to be his most insane one yet. This guy really said, unironically, that streaming is harder than a normal 9-to-5 job. He said this while sitting in a room in his $3 million home in Los Angeles. Hasan Piker lives in a $3 million home he bought a few years ago in LA after criticizing YouTube's favorite content creator, Sniper Wolf, for buying a $2 million home.
Dude, this is like unimaginable wealth, dude. How the fuck do people make this much money? $2.9 million near Las Vegas? Dude, oh my fucking lord, dude. You can buy a fucking castle in Las Vegas.
He also owns a $250,000 car. And he's saying this while in said home, sitting down and streaming to over 20,000 people. Hasan Piker, by the way, is a trust fund baby who comes from a billionaire family in Turkey and who never had a real job in his life. Hasan likes to downplay this and shrugs it off because he wants you to think that he comes from humble beginnings. He even admits his father lobbies the Turkish government but claims he was middle class growing up, when in fact his dad was the VP of a holding group.
He was successful. I mean, he was like lobbying the Turkish government. You know, he was like the right-hand man in a holding group. You know what I mean? He was like, he had some pretty serious jobs.
And his uncle Cenk Uygur runs the Young Turks YouTube channel where he got his start on the internet. Hasan has never had to do anything hard in his life. Hasan has even admitted that he was trying to figure out how to steal TYT's audience and convert them over to his viewership.
You know? So I was always like trying to move the audience from TYT properties to something that I own, like, you know, my Instagram.
Hasan is simply a loser who claims to be for the working man, but has actual disdain and disgust for everyday regular people. He has shown this time and time again when asked what he does with his money to help fight for the causes he so vehemently believes in. He's such a socialist and believes in redistribution so much that he won't even pay his editors or moderators.
Are you paying, right, a percentage or something proportional to the millions that you're making off Twitch, right? Does that carry over to your Twitch? So sure, I believe you for your podcast.
To who? To what?
To editors, to moderators.
Yes.
So you're paying moderators or head of moderation?
No, not editors and not moderators.
He believes in the redistribution of wealth and resources, just not his. Here's a clip of Hasan saying he doesn't spend his money on causes he believes in because he spends all of his time at home.
But be more transparent with your income. Nobody needs that much. What are you doing with it? How do you support left-wing politics? Very practical with your money. So, first of all, I am one of the few people that literally shows you exactly what my sub count is. Okay. And the reason for that is literally for this purpose. You say be more transparent with your income. It's like, I can't hide it. I'm not trying to hide it. But this notion that like, what are you doing with your money is dumb as fuck. Now, the other side of this conversation is like, where could I be spending my money? It's not like I take lavish vacations for a month and then come back. I do this every single day. I literally do this every single day. I'm in front of you for nearly the entirety of the day. Like, you see me from sun up to sun down, pretty much. So it's not like I'm, I live a secret double life where I am, blowing it all on fucking mansions and am a slumlord secretly low-key on the side. Like, you see me.
This is the guy that like 25 to 30,000 socialists tune in to watch every day unironically and give him their money. This is their champion. Like I said before, Hasan has some pretty wild takes in the past, but this one has got to be one of, if not the worst take he's had on stream. Saying your job is harder than a 9 to 5 has got to be the most out of touch thing someone can say. This blew up on Twitter and he said he was taken out of context, and when you actually play the context, it makes him look way worse.
No, social battery wise, unless you're in fucking retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay. I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like, 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point. Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like, if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it. Yeah, think about it this way. Like, you give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like, after a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk ever again.
First of all, Hasan has never had a real job, so he wouldn't know how much a real job actually drains your soul. Second of all, you don't have to stream for 9 hours a day. He chooses to do that every single day. He has the luxury of streaming half the time and still make millions per year from the comfort of his own home. He can stream for 4 hours a day instead of 9 and he would still be rich. But he's greedy and he wants to make more money. That's why he does this 9 hours instead of 4. He also has the luxury of taking off whenever he wants. He makes so much money that he can afford to take a vacation for 3 months out of the year and no one would question it. Do you know why? Because he's his own boss and he can afford to do that with all the millions he has in the bank. Now, can the average person do that? No. The average person most of the time can't even afford to take a week off because they starve. And even those who can afford to take a week off can only do that a week out of the year, and they don't make millions. They can't just quit their jobs without having to worry about how their bills are going to be paid next month. Most people also can't afford to just cut their hours like Hasan can. Most jobs simply won't let you just work 4 or 5 hours out of the day and call it a day. Let me go ahead and ask my boss to cut my hours for 5 hours a day because I'm socially drained from my job, and let's see what happens. I'll report back in a week. I'll give you a hint as to what's going to happen. I will not have a job. I guess Hasan also thinks sitting on your ass for 9 hours a day is harder than being a nurse and picking up shit all day from patients who can't move from their beds, or that his job is harder than those dudes working in the oil fields doing actual manual labor. He thinks that putting on a clown show for 9 hours is harder than that. That's how out of touch this guy is. But you can expect much from a trust fund baby who's never had to do any actual work in his life. Imagine being a person who stands on their feet 8 or 9 hours a day, and you have to take shit all day from the people around you, and seeing this idiot Hasan say some stupid shit like that. How would that make you feel? You'd probably look at this guy and say he's an idiot, and rightfully so. And of course this couldn't end there, because there were people that were going to inevitably defend Hasan. He has a loyal base of rotten, mush-brained followers who will defend anything he does, so that was expected. But what I didn't expect was Asmongold, another guy I consider a clown, to defend him. For those of you who don't know who Asmongold is, he's also one of the top streamers on Twitch and make millions of dollars per year, yet spends his time in a room that looks like this. Because even with his millions of dollars, he couldn't be bothered to hire someone at least once a week to come clean his room. And I can just imagine what the rest of his house looks like if his place of work looks like this. But this is what Asmongold had to say about the whole streaming is hard situation.
I actually wasn't even planning on streaming today. I was like, I think I'm gonna just take the day off. But I started reading Twitter. I was like, man, there's a lot of retards. So people are getting mad. It's a bad take. What's it a bad take of? He says that he gets exhausted socially because he's talking to people for 9 hours a day. You really think that's... You really think that's not true? I mean, you really think it's not true that after you spend 9 hours being investigated by thousands of people with every facial movement, everything you say, every word, with people constantly trying to disagree with you and fight with you, that's not emotionally, or sorry, like socially draining. This is totally understandable.
And it makes sense he would agree with Hasan. I mean, they're friends and have the same job. I just can't take seriously someone whose room is so dirty he literally has to swat roaches off of him.
Oh. There's a roach flying at me. Give me a minute. Where'd he go? Oh, shit. He's on my belly. Look at him. He's right there. He got, oh, God. Get him out of me. What are you doing, bro? Get out of my, go in the garbage can. I'm gonna take him downstairs. Give me a minute. I got him. He's right. I can't him now.
That's how deluded and disconnected from reality these guys are. They make so much money from inside their homes and never have to leave because they can just DoorDash everything to their house that they haven't set foot outside in years and see how people actually live. That probably explains why Asmongold won't even call a cleaning service to clean his room once a week, because his social battery is spent after talking to his screen for however many hours and making a shit ton of money. And his argument literally fell apart in the first 5 seconds of the video when he said, I was gonna take the day off but decided to stream instead. Normal, everyday working people do not have that luxury. They don't have the luxury of saying, I'm not going to work today, because that could mean losing their job and being homeless in a month, or starving, or not being able to buy bare necessities for your home. And again, their problem is literally self-inflicted. They can choose to stream less, but they don't. They won't, because they would rather make more money. Money that they probably don't even need to live their lifestyle. Asmongold and Hasan can literally cut their streaming hours in half and still make millions every year. But the argument they're making is that the money is more important than their mental health. And so they would rather suffer and make more money than cut back. Then a few days after this whole thing went down, Hasan had a meltdown on stream because someone who he considers a friend dared to make a joke about the situation. Ludwig, or Mogulmail, which is another big YouTuber on the platform, made a passing joke about the situation, and Hasan absolutely lost it.
As a streamer myself for almost 6 years now, on how hard it really is. I'm kidding. I would look. I just.
Oh God, it's just like, What's funny is you haven't even addressed this again since then. I know. It's just an opportunity for every single person to be like, look, guys, I'm a content creator. I'm really privileged. Like, yeah, dog, we all are. We all talk about it all the fucking time. It just annoys me because, like, it's such a fake fucking thing to do. It's just literally using someone who you're friends with, like being maliciously clipped out of context to be like, I'm actually one of the good content creators. I know how privileged I am. It's like, yeah, I do too. That's so fucking dumb. Oh my God. Like, it's like no different than what Muda did. He showed the context though. It doesn't fucking matter that he showed the context. It's just a way to just literally farm off the fucking drama. Whatever, fuck it.
Bro, with friends like Hasan, who needs enemies? He called Ludwig fake for making a joke about the situation. He then said he was drama farming him for content, but that's literally Ludwig's job. He's a reaction channel that talks about drama on the internet, and he didn't even say anything super bad about Hasan. He just made a passing joke about it. He was probably one of the most charitable people to Hasan regarding this situation. Imagine being this big of a pussy like Hasan that you can't take a joke coming from a friend, or being the type of friend where you think your friends aren't allowed to disagree with you. Like, we're friends and I have to agree with everything you say or do, dog? And if I don't, I'm somehow a backstabber, fake, or a bad friend? But I mean, Hasan is a leftist and that's literally how they operate. You must agree with all their takes or you're bad and out of the circle. You can agree with 99.99 of their takes, but if you disagree with one, you're no longer part of the circle, so it makes sense why Hasan would feel this way. Me personally, I wouldn't want to have a friend like this. I literally recently cut someone off who I knew for over 10 years because I realized this person would only be your friend on the condition that you agreed with everything they said or did. It was basically a one-way friendship in that this person would play a prank on you and expect you to be cool with it, but if you played one back, you somehow did the worst thing imaginable. Or if they played a prank and got a response, but it wasn't the response they wanted, they would get mad at you for responding the way you did. But anyways, this isn't about me. I'm just using my example to explain the type of person Hasan is. This shit got so bad that the Hasan stands brigaded Ludwig's stream, asking him to apologize to Hasan for hurting his will feelings with a joke.
Should call Hasan and apologize. Why is Hasan mad? What did I do?
And then Ludwig, like the spineless man that he is, decided to take it down and re-upload, where he completely avoided the whole Hasan situation. For as long as I've known about Hasan, I've hated him as a person. I don't even know how this guy has friends. There's been rumors circulating the internet that he's actually really insufferable to be around. And I mean, him being butthurt about someone who he considers a friend making a joke about him or at his expense does kind of prove that point in my opinion. But going back to the original point of this video, Hasan is a moron and a loser for thinking that streaming for 9 hours is harder than having an actual real life job. And again, he can choose to stream less and he will still make millions of dollars each year. I have never seen someone have so many consistently bad takes than Hasan. He's gotta be holding some sort of world record. I feel like every week he says something stupider than the last. The scary part in all of this is that he actually has fans. He has stands that defend him in his stupid takes. He has people who watch his content unironically and think he actually has really good opinions. This guy has melted the brains of so many people, is insane. But that's all I have for this video. If you like it, show me by leaving a like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Keep up with me and my new content. Link in the description. Peace!